Warm greetings to all of you. From afar, I send not just a hello, but a heartfelt brotherly embrace, both physical and spiritual, full of unity and love. United and strong, we stand here in the heart of the Amazon jungle. We've walked through dense paths and tough terrain to gather support from these devices, essential for our mission. The journey isn't easy, but our purpose drives us onward. And so we make every effort to reach each and every one of you, even though the atmosphere around us is quite turbulent and stirred up these days. We continue trying to bring a sense of calm and peace into this restless environment, together with our ideas and our own voices moving through the vast ether surrounding us. Given all this, I truly feel this is a perfect moment for us to connect deeply and meaningfully with each other. And in this way, with a gentle yet powerful energy, we aim to reach deep into each of you, touching every part, from the furthest corner of your physical self to the most profound depths of your spirit. With this heartfelt preamble and a shared intention to explore and understand together, I believe we can now begin our journey. Thank you all for allowing me to give this talk this morning. First, I want to sincerely thank Katerina and Israel for their invaluable help in organizing everything. I also want to express my gratitude to all of you for your openness and willingness to be here today, ready to engage and share your thoughts. It's your time to be here together, to connect, and then share your questions and concerns openly so we can dive deeper into these important topics. I truly think it's a wonderful time for this, especially because the whole world is moving so fast now across all latitudes and longitudes, facing challenges and changes everywhere we look. The spiritual world shouldn't just be watching patiently from the sidelines. It must be actively working and engaging in its true role. A mediator acts as a neutralizer of those disruptive forces that disturb peace, calm, and harmony, not only within our families, homes, and local communities, but also on an international scale, affecting many lives globally. At this very moment, I sincerely pray and deeply hope that your hearts and spirits come together, unite firmly, and move forward with shared strength, clarity, and a powerful sense of purpose. We need to come together as one, strengthen our resolve, and move forward with full commitment in this shared mission. To fulfill our mission, for our mission, it's vital we focus fully on the important work ahead. To neutrally restore balance, we are physically and emotionally intertwined with our planet, and it's clear that our planet is suffering deeply. Every single day, Mother Earth bears more wounds, more scars from the harm we have inflicted. Our core responsibility, our greatest task, is to work diligently toward healing her, to curing Mother Earth's wounds so that she can begin to mend. Because when we succeed in healing and curing Mother Earth, we not only help her recover, but also allow ourselves to heal internally. In doing so, we become a channel, a powerful vessel of healing energy that can reach out and aid others as well. With that said, I want to commit myself to discussing one crucial point, our connection with Mother Earth. From the very beginning, I feel that I am touching upon a vital truth when I speak about Mother Earth. This connection with her is not something distant or abstract. It must be something we feel physically. The bond we share has to be real, tangible, and our own inspirations, our intentions, thoughts, and spirits need to be genuinely linked to that connection, also with this purpose. And beforehand, our spirit must be deeply connected to our body to truly feel how Mother Earth is connected with us on a profound level. It's indeed a paradox to think we're alone in this vast world. On the contrary, I would say there are many of us, yet we are united as one, sharing a common purpose and a singular goal. This unity creates a powerful coefficient that binds us all together, making us stronger and more resilient every day, especially in our mission to protect and heal our planet. That we grow stronger each time, because really together we are stronger now than ever, united in purpose and spirit. And honestly, that's truly all there is to it. Interest, I believe, stands above all else beyond mere selfishness. If we truly want the best for our community, for our family, for our neighbors, even for everyone within our circle, then this shared desire must guide us forward. It's about collective well-being. and the hope that we all strive to lift each other up, not just ourselves, but also here, the door opens for the ego, the urge inside us saying, I want to be better than others. I want to have more than others to be recognized as the best. But fortunately, not everyone is driven by such desires. I truly believe we are the exception to this trend, which is why you have chosen to answer this call today. This belief, this shared understanding between us, gives me a solid foundation to confidently say there is indeed a real, tangible connection with Mother Earth herself, the very earth that shelters us, nurtures us, and embraces us unconditionally. Without charging us a single cent, nature gives us everything here. The plants, the animals, the very air we breathe, the oxygen, and the countless gifts of wise Mother Nature. If we really stop to think about this and appreciate it, we understand that there is an undeniable connection with Mother Earth. But if we don't recognize it from that angle, it's easy to overlook or ignore the fact that we are all connected. I believe there's a deep and profound bond with nature and the environment around us, whether we're living in the city or out in the countryside, that truly represents our home. We already know how to live in harmony with it. We carry a daily path, a set of habits and rhythms that guide us because that's what life has always been about, following those natural cycles. This connection to the earth is not just a poetic idea, but a real and tangible relationship that sustains us physically and spiritually. Has given us divine providence to be exactly where we are meant to be, fulfilling our task and our mission to think of others and to do good for them in every possible way. Every day, I take a moment to look up at the stars when the sky allows me, feeling a deep sense of connection and purpose that guides my actions and reminds me of the greater good we all share together. And I say, those stars shining above belong to the ones in Switzerland. That group right there is in Germany, and there are others spread across Europe, throughout Asia, Africa, North and Central America as well. I often feel this vibrant living connection. Sometimes it's very strong and clear. Other times it feels soft or faint, almost like a quiet whisper. But there's always this deep resonance when thinking about others, the ones we don't know face to face, whom we may never meet physically, but whom we feel connected to spiritually and emotionally. I live very spiritually, connected deeply to the world and others. From there, we can find meaningful ways to explore how our lives connect and intertwine. To keep Mother Earth close within us, as if we're holding a handful of sand tightly and then letting it go, scattering it gently into the air around us, feeling the connection with every grain that floats away and eventually returns to the ground. And watching how it all falls back down to the earth, but not in the same place, instead landing softly in many different spots, in various spaces all around us. But with humans, it's quite different. We have the ability to fly, to go on all kinds of journeys and experiences, exploring far and wide. Yet, no matter where we go, we always tend to come back to where we were born, where we grew up, and where we live our lives. It's like a deep, natural connection that pulls us back home every time. Mother Earth teaches us just like plants do. Here's your root beneath the soil, your strong stem, branches reaching out, leaves catching sunlight, flowers blooming, and fruits forming. But the mystery is when those fruits give seeds, they often don't stay put. Seeds drift far away by wind, animals, or water, planting themselves in new places to nourish other fields, spaces, and lives. This quiet, unseen process is truly a marvel, a mystical cycle we often overlook. Has set a target for us. And we are often unaware of this somewhat hidden and incredibly intricate work that wise nature continuously carries out around us every day. I truly believe that if we just slow down and pay attention, looking closely at the vast sky above us, the lush forest, and the diverse animals living there, we'll start to realize that this is exactly where our true mission in life lies. It's right there in the wise and patient work of Mother Earth, that very same Mother Earth who shelters and protects every single one of us through heat, cold, rain, and shining sun. Because as children of Mother Earth, as beings deeply connected to her, we inherently understand and feel this bond. Where our habitat is and exactly where we grow
She gives us everything we need to thrive and flourish in this complex world.
Different things. Underground, many valuable minerals, oil, and resources lie underground. These are precious to industries worldwide. Science has discovered how to use them, unlocking their potential for human progress and development. And using these resources, we can have fulfilling lives because these inventions, which are based on these fundamental products, are exactly what we use daily. They help us move, provide comfort, and improve vital signs of life through medicine and drugs. This understanding is also part of the work of those who truly grasp their mission and their task in life. So I keep returning to this point, reflecting on how deeply intertwined our progress and well-being are with these foundational elements that science has uncovered and developed for our benefit. If we truly know and deeply feel that we are connected to Mother Earth, and if we understand with clarity what our task is, what our mission truly encompasses, then the Spirit rejoices beyond words. The Great Spirit fills us with immense joy, and our body begins to strengthen, to become robust, to be more resilient and alive. In this way, we start to feel that the spiritual world is productive and vibrant. The spiritual world begins to open up around us, influencing our lives in subtle but powerful ways, to abundantly flow with life for all people everywhere, not just for those of us who are spiritual, but also for others who may not identify that way. This energy, this life force is meant to be shared freely with everyone around us who want to know this world spiritual. I think with this, we take to walk from this deep connection we feel with Mother Earth, and from there we understand the essential link and relationship that exists between us and the world around us. It's very important that we stay connected and not isolated from each other, because isolation can really weaken us in the long run. We won't find, you see, without that support, we just won't be strong at all, because we'll end up feeling very isolated and disconnected from everything around us. And in communities, humans are naturally subjected to live in community, which is fundamental, because when this is missing, there's a deep sense of isolation. This isolation creates an endless emptiness inside us, a void that can grow larger and might lead us to decline, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. To get out of this, the idea of continuing to live is deeply connected to both our inner selves and the world around us. When we hold on to the thought of not wanting to live, we're essentially going against wise nature, against the divine order that sustains life. This resistance doesn't just affect our physical existence, it disrupts spiritual realms that desire to see us united, joyful, peaceful, and living in perfect harmony with one another. It's important to understand that this is a significant, challenging task, a very profound struggle that tests our strength and willpower. Very hard that we must. You have to make a choice, and what truly matters is that choice itself. Once made, nothing seems impossible. Your mindset shifts, opening doors to new opportunities you hadn't seen before. With the idea or the thought, and without inspiration, we actually manage to dive very deep into unknown spaces where quite often we find answers to questions that don't seem to have immediate or obvious solutions at first glance. Honestly, I really believe that from there, we can broaden our view significantly, opening and expanding our perspective on the path that we have carefully chosen over time. And with the vast knowledge we have accumulated so far, continuously feeding it with these new and fresh ideas and experiences, we can keep growing patiently and steadily, moving forward step by step towards our goals in a meaningful and fulfilling way. Ideas, and with these exciting new discoveries, we will continue to expand this fascinating range of knowledge. No pun intended, of course. I want to thank every one of you for paying such close attention. I can actually feel your presence so close to me. It's truly incredible. With these amazing devices, it feels like I'm standing right in front of you, sharing this moment. I can sense your warmth, your vibrant, lively energy. And that, my friends, is incredibly important. That's the true connection we all need. With Mother Earth, feeling something alive, something very real, actually, something that deeply connects us, you know? This is what nourishes us, just like the air we breathe every single moment, okay? And when we truly embrace this connection, it grows stronger, shaping our very existence. If we're connected to this idea I'm mentioning, I believe it's a first step. For what's next in this journey, connecting deeply with our surroundings is a challenging task. How can we renew our physical energy in a way that helps us maintain a strong, clear, and meaningful connection with our spirit? You know, it's not always easy, but it's so important. I'm very curious when I'm presenting this painting that seems to show an easy bond with Mother Earth, but it's actually a tough challenge to truly grasp and live. Doing this task in the Amazon feels different than in Switzerland or Germany or anywhere in Europe, Asia, Africa, or North America. People live in diverse habitats, climates, and cultures that shape their connection with the earth. The key is to deeply know your own place and local environment. This close connection makes bonding with Mother Earth more achievable. I hope this conversation opens new perspectives and helps us understand how to approach this essential relationship. It's a journey needing awareness, respect, and ongoing effort, vital for renewing our energy and spirit. Clear? Why are we really here? What do we truly do in life? Is it merely to become doctors, shamans, financiers, or pilots? Those are just titles, but there's so much more beneath that. We each have a deeper purpose, a unique task meant specifically for us. I've shared this idea many times with Catherine. The real challenge lies in discovering that task, the one that becomes our mission and shapes the entire direction of our lives moving forward. And that mission must absolutely be fulfilled as the spiritual world demands with great insistence. That's exactly when things start to get truly complicated, you see? All right. So I really believe that at our age, which is still quite young in many ways, we can't just say, oh, I'm past 50, I'm in the second stage of life. No, that's too limiting. We are still young, young at heart, young in spirit. Of course, the body might show some signs of aging, looking a little older, but that spirit, the one that renews itself every day, keeps us going strong. It pushes us to keep living, to keep exploring, to find that special task that we're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. That task should become our mission, our guiding light. And if that's really how I'm feeling inside, I truly hope you feel the same way too, because it's that connection, that shared spirit that helps us move forward together with passion and purpose. With divinity within us, this divine force that guides and strengthens our hearts, may it inspire us. Discover today and tomorrow that mission, that important task you are meant to fulfill, and keep moving forward steadily. And maybe, just maybe, when we talk next time, you'll be able to say with a big smile, thank you, Francisco. I finally found my path. I found the mission I'm supposed to follow. Hearing that from you will fill me with so much joy and happiness. I promise you that. Okay? So, life is about this journey and staying true to that purpose bit by bit. Paints us. We have many options, but we must avoid feeling overwhelmed. It's crucial to pick one or two priorities that stand out. The rest can wait and take a back seat. This helps us focus and clearly see what truly matters. When we try to handle everything at once, it's confusing and hard to decide. Narrowing our focus gives us clarity and the confidence to move forward. Sometimes the chaos around us swallows everything, leaving no space to truly find what we seek deep inside. Okay? That's why it's so important at every moment we face challenges or need clarity to always make a sincere invocation or prayer to this divinity we believe in deeply. We truly want that divine presence right there by our side, helping us rise above adversity and difficulties that may come our way. This connection will be our guide as we continue on this path, which is often filled with many obstacles and trials, but also blessed with beautiful and glorious moments that remind us of our purpose and strength. So, I'd like to conclude this first part by emphasizing that there's no better task, no more valuable commitment than making a firm, resolute decision to move forward with faith and determination. From each one, we should always remember that Mother Earth is here with us, guiding and supporting us every day. We feel deeply with our feet, hands, and whole body. Our five senses are connected to Mother Earth. This synergy helps us stay grounded and focused. I believe this connection will quickly guide us to what we're seeking, giving clarity and strength on our journey. Does that make sense? The task, the mission. All right. And I'd like to expand on that a bit more because that's really another important point. The whole illusion that society tends to live under. Why do we often feel so separated and alone? Actually, we're not truly separated at all. Because it's something we feel drawn to. Each person has roots and a background, but for different reasons, we leave the place we were born and raised. This movement, both physical and emotional, shapes who we become. It's a natural part of life. Unintentionally, we wander from place to place, drifting without a solid foundation to hold on to. We're like nomads. Yes, forgive me for saying this, but the term gypsies comes to mind. We often call gypsies wanderers, don't we? Maybe that's exactly how it feels on this journey we're on. There's a restless fantasy deep inside us, a desire to quickly find the purpose or destination that we set out for in the first place. But despite that, we still have to come back, to return to our roots, even if only to pause and reflect, because the journey itself demands that cycle. Does that make sense? It's a bit like searching for something unseen, always moving yet needing to return home. And through that tension, we grow and learn what truly matters. Back to the starting point every time we close ourselves off from the world. And from there, we'll step back and look broadly to truly see if we're on the right path or if we need to reconsider our journey ahead. Or do we need to turn 90 degrees, 120, or 360 degrees? Do you understand what that means? Okay. And then we decide, yes, it's time to move forward. Sometimes only a few meters remain. Other times it's several kilometers ahead, much longer than we initially expect. In those moments, many feel overwhelmed and ready to give up, saying, I'm exhausted, I can't go on. But the strength we seek is still within us, deeply rooted. Remember the profound bond we share with Mother Earth, how she supports us. It's this spiritual connection that replenishes our energy, fills us with renewed strength and courage to keep pushing forward no matter what challenges come our way. And connected deeply to Mother Earth, this energy, this powerful energy, it's so automatic, so intense that sometimes it can overload you completely, making you feel overwhelmed and drained, yet it keeps flowing constantly, giving you strength beyond what you imagine. Of our friends who is thinking about this illusion of wanting to quickly find your task, your mission, it's important to take a moment first to really pause and reflect. So let me tell you, see if your path is right, if your gaze, that gaze of yours, has a fixed horizon, something steady to aim for, something that feels true and steady in your journey. If that's the case, you're definitely on the right path. But if you're not, you really have to keep coming back to your starting point and reassess everything. There's truly no firmer foundation than being fully connected and grounded in who you truly are. United with family, united with the community, this really is a true strength. When we're united and at peace with our loved ones and the community around us, something special happens. The spiritual space, a unique and meaningful space, begins to take shape and grow beautifully. This connection fosters a deep sense of harmony and peace that can uplift us all. Form We need the right energy, vibrant but balanced, to connect instantly with the spiritual world. As I said, it's full of positive energy that comforts and uplifts us. This peace spreads through family and community, creating harmony and balance. That calming presence helps us keep unity and peace all around. All right? So let's not lose sight of the idea that we want to rush through everything. No, that's not the point. Sometimes, if we move too fast and push ourselves too hard, we end up feeling completely drained and exhausted. It's important to remember that pacing ourselves carefully helps us to maintain our energy and focus on the path ahead in a more meaningful way. Fatigue, tiredness, obviously lack of oxygen and lack of water, and then we faint halfway through the journey. So we have to proceed carefully and cautiously, all right? Always looking around, up, down, all sides, to move firmly and steadily toward the place where we want to go. It's really important to maintain this attention, okay? And I think also this is something important that we need to keep in mind throughout the entire process, ensuring we don't rush or get distracted at any point, because staying mindful helps us reach our destination safely and with confidence. So, look, all the various tools that are presented to us to help make this entire process easier to navigate and understand, okay? Shamanistically speaking, or as we sometimes say, shamanically speaking, our meditations, prayers, and rituals play a crucial role in guiding us through this sacred task. Okay? For me personally, there's truly no better moment than when I feel completely overwhelmed to step into the forest, find a strong tree, wrap my arms around it, and perform a heartfelt invocation right there. It's incredibly beautiful and grounding here in the forest. But if you can't be in a forest, remember you still have your own little garden. There you might have a beloved plant, your cherished little companion. You can connect with it closely and know that plants are actually the #1 natural vector that helps us find ease and calm in our daily lives. They offer us a gentle, powerful way to restore balance and peace, even when everything feels chaotic. So whether it's the towering tree or the tiny plant on your windowsill, these green beings guide us towards greater serenity. Ready? This practice helps us quickly find harmony, calm, and inner peace. It's simple and effective. Another lovely way is to connect with the earth, feeling the ground beneath your hands and feet. This connection, the texture and coolness of the soil, help bring tranquility and relax your mind and spirit. Take your time. It's a gentle but powerful way to center yourself and feel grounded in the moment. So I also think water, which is such an essential and powerful element for life, and fire. Here, we're going to be playing with these fundamental elements too, right? Water, fire, and air. These elements are like ancient guides. They help us reconnect and really find our truest selves, offering balance and clarity when we need it most. And say, I finally found peace, harmony, and calm deep within myself. Okay? Now, if we've thoughtfully considered the first point and also this one I've just finished discussing, let's take a short moment to really reflect, to pause and see if we truly understand how these ideas beautifully connect and support one another. Our cultures, the different cultures of our globe, right? They've really contributed something very important to making life not just easier, but also more meaningful, richer, and sustainable for everyone on the planet we all share together. I truly believe this wholeheartedly, and I'm absolutely convinced that their impact is undeniable. By the way, I want to take a moment here to share with you all a little bit about. I'd like to share a little bit about our Amazonian culture. Around here, there are many brothers, teachers, shamans who have passed to the beyond, but they have been carrying and preserving wise knowledge through generations. Besides that, they have carefully carried their knowledge as it is, and now we have the opportunity to recover them through the ceremonies with Mother Ayahuasca. That's where these spirits appear to share their deep ancient knowledge and wisdom. So this beautiful exchange between the traditions from North America and your own culture creates a bridge of understanding and respect, allowing us to learn and grow together in this shared experience. These ceremonies help us keep growing the range of knowledge we can understand and learn from this practice. The core of shamanism is deeply rooted in knowledge, largely thanks to our ancestors. Their wisdom has paved the way for us to benefit from and appreciate their teachings today. This heritage is priceless, forming the foundation for how our understanding and practices have naturally evolved over time. Practiced. And maybe that could also be a wonderful way to begin writing books about this invaluable knowledge, right? Books that meticulously capture and preserve the essence of what we've learned so it can be shared and passed down to many future generations. What do you think about that idea? It seems like a really meaningful way to keep this wisdom alive for years to come, don't you agree? The shamans, the healers, have done great tasks of cross cultural encounters. Through ceremonies and rituals, people have spiritually connected with different parts of the planet. It's an incredible experience, familiar to us but not easy. These journeys feel like teleportation, often through medicinal plants, not just Mother Ayahuasca. Other plants help us travel and explore unknown spaces. Sometimes it feels like visiting another planet or galaxy, but these places are sacred spots on Mother Earth. Beyond that, with help from ayahuasca or other plants, we're taken to other realms. If we observe plants and animals in the forest, their roles are fascinating. For example, birds eat fruits and spread seeds, helping plants grow mysteriously in new places. This shamanic energy multiplies plant species just as human culture spread. Who knows, in another life, maybe we were Africans or Native Americans experiencing it all firsthand. These places are sacred to Mother Earth, deeply connected to her spirit. But there are also vast, infinite spaces in the cosmos where we journey alongside Mother Earth. With Mother Ayahuasca or other medicinal plants, I believe we should notice not just plants but animals too, especially those from the forest. They all contribute a lot. For example, birds spread seeds, helping plants grow in new places, showing how everything is deeply connected. It's amazing how nature's collaboration works. Fruits fall from trees, seeds carried by wind or animals to new places far from where they began. It's a contribution to the ecosystem, right? Somewhere else, that seed takes root, growing into a new plant. Like magic, new life appearing. This shows shamanic energy work isn't just about one plant, but about multiplying species. Just like humans grow across cultures. Sometimes I wonder, in another life, could we have been Africans or Native Americans or from Asia? It's amazing to think about the deep energy linking us all across time and space. Oh, well, it's said to be from Asia, but we don't know all the details exactly. There are many unknown spaces and mysteries in our experience, yet with Mother Ayahuasca, I've truly experienced that it does connect us deeply with these realms and more. I can visit different places that have marked my path, my journey through other lives, each step telling a unique story. It's incredible to think about, so vast, so wide, filled with mysteries that spark curiosity and wonder. Sometimes these mysteries seem like riddles, and other times they feel like answers waiting to be uncovered. And where do we find these answers? Through experiencing the full potential of medicinal plants, truly engaging with their healing powers and wisdom. I believe we have made steady, meaningful progress along this path. So now, let's continue exploring, learning, and seeing what unfolds next on this amazing journey. If we've been able to reach you, and I hope I have also been able with my talk. My goal is to help guide you all toward a clear understanding of what we're covering today. If we manage our time well and all goes smoothly, we should stick closely to the 90 minutes planned for this session. All right, I'm going to wrap up this first part now and prepare to move on. So after we've covered this part, the plan is to then move on to a ritual, or if there's room for feedback or some comments that anyone might have, that could help open up a space for dialogue among us. Then, once everyone's had their say, we'd begin the ritual together. Does that sound good to everyone? Perfect. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Perfect. Before we move on, does anyone have any questions about this part? Sometimes the translation can sound a bit unclear or confusing, so please feel free to ask now.
Yes, 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 yes. I've noticed that, right?
He's talking about water plants, for example, right? So let's take a moment to really reflect on that. And yes, it's important. Before we move on to the ritual, I want to pause here and check in with you. Despite the sometimes funny or imperfect translation going on, did you really feel it deeply in your heart and in your energy? Like what he was truly saying? It's okay to take a moment to connect with that feeling before we continue. So if you have anything you want to share or ask, now's a great time. Just close your eyes gently for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel yourself settling into the space here with us. Now, is there a particular question or maybe some inspiration that's come up for you? Something meaningful you'd like to share, ask him, or bring into our circle that could help guide the ritual we're about to do? If you're sensing something right now, please feel free to unmute yourself and speak up. Remember, we're a small group, so don't worry about any little AI glitches that might pop up here and there. Let's keep this moment personal and direct, human to human connection, okay? We'd love to hear whatever is arising in your heart at this moment, no matter how big or small it feels. Monique, what do you hope to feel when connecting deeply with Mother Earth? Please unmute and share your thoughts.
Or maybe, Catherine, it's really important that we take a moment to make sure the talk was completely clear and fully understood by everyone before we go any further.
Sure.
Okay. I I've always felt a strong, almost instinctive connection to my roots and birthplace. Even after moving around a lot, that bond to where I was born and raised stays deep and unshakable. No matter where life takes me, that part of me stays grounded in my original home. My question is it possible or a good idea to try to I don't know how to say it right now, to
Not in German, go ahead.
put down roots firmly in one place and then move on to another location to settle down again? Or
do you think we're always connected to the place where we were born, like for our entire lives, no matter where we go or what happens?
Yes.
so her
So the real question here is this: even though we can put down roots wherever life takes us, what is the actual purpose or meaning behind choosing to plant those roots in a place that isn't where we originally come from or where we were born?
That's a great question to begin with. You see, we really don't have to live our entire lives in the exact place where we were born. Life is full of changes and opportunities that can lead us to many different places. It's completely possible and often beneficial to build a new life somewhere else. Whether it's for work, family, or just a change of scenery, relocating can help us find a fresh sense of belonging and purpose. So really, we're not tied down to our birthplace in any permanent way. We can find a new home wherever we feel most comfortable and happy.
If work or some accident moves us far from our home, we can still find and connect with our roots there. Looking back at our ancestors, our origins aren't limited to one place. Genealogically, our roots spread across many lands. We've come from other cultures. We don't have to stay stuck where we are. We can grow physically and spiritually anywhere we truly feel good and comfortable. It's about finding a connection to our surroundings, the environment that nurtures us and helps us flourish. Feeling safe and at peace, where the energy aligns with our inner self, creates the perfect ground for growth, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally too. Being open to new places and experiences helps us evolve, no matter where we started. The spiritual world around us, divinity also gently guides us. to a path where we can settle. And here I talked about plants as an example. I mentioned how birds can carry the seed of a tree from one continent to another, say from Africa all the way to South America, or maybe from a place like Switzerland over to China. There, that tiny little plant begins to grow and it flourishes beautifully. Isn't that lovely? That process is completely natural, of course, but if we look at it in a spiritual sense, it's like Mother Earth herself is sheltering us, giving us warmth and comfort. That's really where we mature and grow, feeling at ease, truly comfortable in our surroundings, and where everything feels pleasant and supportive. And importantly, it doesn't necessarily have to be the place where we were born or where we grew up or even where we currently live. It's the essence of feeling good and safe that matters most, okay?
Thank you very much for that. I really like your example. It was very clear and helpful.
Thank you. Okay, good. Yes, I'm hoping for one more question because I really enjoy exchanging these ideas with all of you. It's such a wonderful experience, right? Great. Very great indeed.
Hey, Francisco. Hey, Francisco. It's lovely to see you again. So I live somewhere where I was not born, and I've lived here for 25 years. And I was saying to Christina that I feel really connected here to the trees and the land. And when I go and visit Christina and Brianson, I feel really connected to the trees and the land there. When I was in Peru, I feel connected to the trees and the land there. So in some regard, I don't feel drawn to go back to the UK where I was born, because I feel that when I'm in nature, I'm really connected. It doesn't have to be where we were born. So I don't know if there's a question in it or if it's just a remark, really, of just, I think for me, I've found my way to be connected. Like when I was with the medicine tree with Francisco and Israel, there felt like a strong connection to that tree, and it's in front of me here on the wall. But equally, I can go for a walk with my dog up the road and connect to that tree and feel like I'm connecting to Mother Earth. So for me, it's kind of, I don't know what others' experience are. I don't know whether I'm, with the translation, reading too much into Francisco's point about where you're born, or whether it's really about being connected to nature. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Es un comentario, ¿no? Porque algunas veces la traducción ha cortado tus frases en una manera un poquito extraña. Y el comentario de Rich es que puede conectarse en muchos lugares con la naturaleza, ¿no? Ha nacido en Inglaterra, pero ahora vive desde más que 20 años, ¿no? En Francia, al lado de Suiza, y puede conectarse allá con las plantas, ¿no? Cuando fue en la selva, ¿no? Contigo con el ishaku, enfrente del árbol medicinal que tiene un pedacito, ¿no? En su cuarto. Claro, también se ha conectado, ¿no? Y ahora si va en su jardín o va en el bosque con su perro, también puede conectarse, ¿no? Entonces su comentario es un poquito en general, ¿no? Que podemos conectarnos con la naturaleza donde y cuando queremos, ¿no?
That's a really interesting comment, Richie. I think what you're highlighting is something very important. Generally speaking, this really reflects a good connection to Mother Earth because in any space where you feel safe and comfortable, where you find your habitat, that's a true connection with Mother Earth. When you're rooted in that connection, you have a sense of belonging and harmony. So, going back to my initial point, if your connection to Mother Earth is strong, you can feel those experiences you mentioned deeply and clearly. But when that connection is weak or unstable, you tend to feel isolated, distant, like you're in an unfamiliar place without a clear anchor. That disconnection can feel unsettling. So, I think you've made a very good point, Richie, about this balance between connection and disconnection to our Earth, which affects how we experience our surroundings and ourselves.
So I'm going to translate it to make sure, because I'm reading down there. What you're describing is proof of a very strong connection to Mother Earth, that no matter where you are, you can connect. And if someone doesn't have that strong connection, that's when you feel floating in air, right? That's when you feel not really connected. That's when all of the questions come up. Yeah. So what you described is what he meant in the first part when he said, you connect wherever. Basically, it's that strong connection that you need to Mother Earth. And I guess I'd like to add that we're all children of the earth. We're all divine souls that incarnate in a physical body that is made of earth. Yeah. So wherever we walk on this beautiful planet, we're home. Yeah. In a macro sense. And very often it's about that the mission that he talked about finding out why life is putting us where it puts us. Yeah. And walking the path there. He adicionado, ¿no? Que todos somos hijos de la tierra, todos somos
Yeah.
almas, espíritus divinos, ¿no? Que han
Correcto.
encarnado en este cuerpo físico que es la madre tierra y que muchas veces esta tarea que has dicho, la pregunta es, ¿por qué la vida me ha puesto en este lugar? ¿No? Muchas veces hemos hablado, ¿no? Selva suiza, selva suiza, selva suiza. It's a classic between him and us as we're bouncing back and forth between Peru and Switzerland. So yeah, I fully sympathize. Any more questions? Oder von euch Deutschsprachigen? Ich weiß nicht, wie die Übersetzung auf Deutsch war. Auf Englisch ist es so ein bisschen.
Actually, I just wanted to add something to what you've been talking about. Obviously, I understand the concept that you can always find a place where you connect with Earth. But there's also a lot of things that sometimes are parasitic. I'm going to speak of my personal feeling about this. I've noticed that when I go to big cities with a lot of buildings and a lot of concrete and a lot of that I don't connect the same way there than when I am somewhere close to nature. So there's also what I would call the vibration of the place, which plays a role. I've been to lovely islands and lovely places, but depending on how these islands, how much of nature has been preserved, or how much of their natural beauty has been preserved, the vibration, to me anyway, is different. I'm going to take an example. I went this summer to an island called Formentera, which is an island in the Baleares, Spanish islands. And I had been to Mallorca and also passed by Ibiza, which are two other islands which are much more built and much less still wild and preserved. And I did not get, even though the islands are very close to one another, I did not get the same vibration at all from being in Formentera than I did in Mallorca or passing by Ibiza. So I think there's also a factor of how the vibration is affected, but by what mankind has built or done to the place. So for me anyway, this is how I've been receiving it. And I always look for, I connect with all the elements, so I can connect with the sun or with the sea or with, my feet in the sand or with a tree. It doesn't matter to me as long as I have that connection. And sometimes I don't feel it so well in bigger cities or where there's more buildings and more concrete and all that.
Es un comentario muy interesante, ¿no? Esta distinción si, claro, puedes conectarte en todo el mundo, pero si estás en un lugar como una gran ciudad, ¿no? Un lugar con muchísimo cemento, con muchísima civilización, ¿no? Y si estás en un lugar que quizá no hemos tratado bien la tierra, hay una vibración diferente, ¿no? Eso es el ejemplo que la que Alex está dando, ¿no? Que claro, puedes conectarte, pero si hay lugares que la vibración es muy distinta, ¿no? Y ha hecho el ejemplo con algunas islas en el
Sí.
Mediterráneo, en el Atlántico, am, que de isla a isla la energía está muy, muy diferente, ¿no? Y no hablamos de espacios sagrados y portales y todo eso, ¿no? Puramente que el humano ha hecho por la naturaleza, ¿no? Y, y que claro, puedes conectarte con la arena, con el aire, con el sol, ¿no? Pero si hay cemento alrededor de ti es bastante diferente que si hay naturaleza salvaje, ¿no? Y yo sé que conoces Europa, ¿no? Te has ido muchas veces, entonces quizá tienes una eso ha venido como inspiración ahorita, ¿no? Si puedes dar un ejemplo como conectarse con el espíritu de la madre tierra, ¿no? Nosotros acá muchas veces tenemos esta confusión, ¿no? Que la madre tierra es la naturaleza, es parte, ¿no? Pero tiene su espíritu, tiene su energía y en la selva sentimos esta distinción, ¿no? Facetas de la madre tierra. Quizá tienes una recomendación por estos ejemplos, ¿no? Si estamos en ciudades, estamos en cemento, ¿cómo conectarnos bien?
Thank you for that kind comment. But I'd like to clarify something important so we fully understand what we're discussing here. Every place has a unique energy and frequency. We can learn to tune into those vibrations to feel more connected and peaceful with our surroundings. I would say energetically, it's basically the same thing happening everywhere. Fortunately, humans are meant to adapt or settle anywhere, just days, weeks. And once you have lived there for some time, you start to really get used to that place, especially to Pachamama. Pacha, the goddess of the earth, the great Mother Earth, she is revered and deeply respected by many. She's always watching carefully, making sure nothing is missed on this globe. And sometimes when we focus our attention on a particular spot or specific place on our earth, we tend to forget to appreciate how everything connects beyond that, and that's fine to do, but we don't often stop to see the bigger picture, which is really the entire globe as a whole. Whole. Mother Earth hides so many fascinating mysteries indeed that even scientists and explorers have yet to uncover them all. I really couldn't dare to say for sure that you will be answered or solved. There's our first test. So, if we're talking about frequencies, habits, and habitat, I think it's important that we don't get stuck just focusing on this part alone. There's so much more to consider. I believe divinity should guide us first to truly recognize and honor the living spirit of Mother Earth all around us. So let's humbly ask her, with all the wisdom and respect we can muster, to truly connect us deeply to this sacred place so that we may wholeheartedly and fully develop our understanding, our connection, and our purpose here, our physical and spiritual life. Yes. If we achieve this, it can be mission accomplished, task fully completed. How did this happen? Well, there are important tools we use: meditation, invocation, and prayer. These are essential methods for connecting with our inner selves and the universe around us. There are several really important points that you absolutely have to consider carefully and thoughtfully in order to truly discover and genuinely connect with the spirit of Mother Earth, okay?